certified teachers, one teacher for 15 kids. There'll be a para in the room as well, and the kids will grow in reading and accidentally in math as well. Our results have been incredibly good, and that's a result of Kim and Zach saying we want to do more. There are kids out there that need the help. So it takes a lot of money to do that, and we're very fortunate to have those kind of folks show up for a golf tournament. Our community has supported it very well. I've said so many times that it's kind of a mutual love affair that the city has with Zach and Kim, and they have with the city. I mean, they don't live there. They haven't lived there for a long, long time, but I think that's still home for them, and they're making just an incredible, incredible difference because of their generosity to the kids in Cedar Rapids. So it's making a difference.
You see a lot of foundations and you wonder, there's no heart and soul behind the foundation. Just, if you can speak for Kim, just about what you've accomplished, what you hope to accomplish, and how that makes you feel in your heart compared to winning an open championship.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's something that, like I said, you go back to the very basic principle that I'm able to do this because of the game of golf, and because the Lord gave me the ability to play the game of golf. That's right there humbling enough, and it's pretty simple. I mean, the game of golf has given me a platform that expands, you know, wide and far. I mean, obviously, I support a family with my 3 kids, etc. But I can also use that platform for a number of different reasons. And one of them is that it just adds our foundation. As Pat alluded to, it was technically probably formed 7 years ago, but we've had the event now for 6 years, and I got to be honest with you, much like my career, I didn't dream it these days. I mean, it's the truth. I felt like, you know, we could do some good work, you know, if we had the right resources, specifically the finances behind it. We could probably do some good things. But I was surprised, excuse me, back then, you just said where we are now, I've been shocked. However, looking back on it and how it's evolved and how it's certainly progressed, it's only because of the people associated as to why we are where we are. Specifically my board, headed by this guy over here. When you have a chairman that leads with integrity and honor and hard work, and you have a number of other individuals that know their role, it's certainly healthy discussions, sometimes disagreements, but that's good. You can get a lot of good work done. And you know, what's also humbling is that I come from a community that, you know, not just the state, but Cedar Rapids in general, where, you know, certainly that's where I was born and bred, but, you know, and that's where my opportunity started. But there's still individuals there that need help, you know, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, I took that stuff for granted. I mean, I'm a kid, you know, my parents put me in a position where I could just go play golf and go to soccer games and do whatever, and go to school occasionally, right? So, I did, I took that for granted. You know, if one little thing that I can do is come back and support the community that started me from day one, well, that's my responsibility. So, to whom much is given, much is expected. And kind of something we've always lived by. So, it's something that my wife and I, you know, we talk about occasionally, and we don't do it because we're supposed to. We do it because it's we enjoy it, and there's a lot of joy involved, especially now that we're parents.
I want to thank all the panelists. Great insight. We could go on and on, but we do have to move on and get this guy in the Hall of Fame. So I will do a little work down here in just a second. You know, they say that winning one of golf's majors is a career-changing moment, and I'm here to tell you that tonight's guest of honor, Zach Johnson, didn't quite follow that path. Zach's career is defined by a green jacket and clerk jug, won an Augusta National at St. Andrews, the Masters and the Open Championship, and talk about an impressive set of bookings. But I think it's important that everyone knows this. Zach Johnson in this room with us tonight, and I think you know this by now, but he's a humble Iowan who's never changed. He's a guy, the same guy I first started covering, like I said, as an amateur in Cedar Rapids many years ago, a kid with very big dreams, bigger than we all thought were possible, except him, which that's all that matters. The same guy was never the #1 man on his golf team at Cedar Rapids Regis or Drake University. First off, he's the product of wonderful parenting. His mom, Julie, and dad, Dr. Dave, are right here in the front row. Congratulations, by the way. There's 2 major champions for you right there, I'm telling you. His wife, Kim, has been there the whole way. A wonderful influence on his success and his wife. And he will tell you that, and it's pretty obvious. It's also the byproduct of something we all know about Midwestern work ethic. The best way to get home in 2 is hard work. You can talk all you want about Zach's putting ability, his accuracy off the tee, his sterling wedge play, and his bulldog mentality. We've seen it all. They're mighty impressive. But Zach Johnson is a major champion in areas far more important than these. Let's start with loyalty, for instance. I had a friend tell me many years ago that I was lucky to be covering golf when Zach Johnson came on. And I can remember at the register, I'd go back in the microfilm and read Burt McGrain chronicling Jack Fleck's straight upset of Ben Hogan in the 1955 U.S. Open at Olympic Club. Man, I'd read that and I'd be so envious. I'd think, man, to be a part of history. Well, you know what? I'm not envious anymore because I've had a great chance to write a lot of history about this guy right here. So am I lucky? As Dave Matthews Band would say, so damn lucky. I really am. Lucky to have gotten to know a guy, a committed Christian and family man who remains loyal and steadfast to his friends, his past, and his Midwestern roots. All this while playing his way to the doorstep of the World Golf Hall of Fame. Zach is, well, he's Zach. I got a great example for you. After he won the Open Championship, I waited a couple weeks, and then I thought, man, I'd love to interview him about that whole experience, but I know he's probably going to be too busy. I won't have time. I sent him a text message, got right back to me. 2 days later, he was taking his son to a camp, I think, in North Carolina, and we visited for almost an hour. I mean, it was an interview I will never forget. Didn't have to do it, but he did it. Highlight of my career. I've been fortunate to chronicle Zach's career journey that's taken me from the Masters to the Ryder Cup in Ireland, from Oakmont to Medina, Southern Hills to Hazeltine, all over this country, really, as he's become the greatest golfer the state has ever produced. The greatest? Well, we all know that's a no-brainer. I wrote that story on the eve of the 2012 Ryder Cup in Medina. But when I broached that subject of greatest ever, Zach was not interested. Quote, I don't like that kind of stuff, he told me. It's as close to no comment as I've ever gotten from the man. But I asked Jack Fleck, who has since passed away, and I asked Jack Rule, who won 2 times on the PGA Tour. He was from Waterloo. And they totally agreed my premise. Rule said, without a doubt, he's the best player Iowa has seen. Absolutely. And this was clearly before the Open Championship. So tonight we honor number one golfer, more importantly, #1 human being. It's time to welcome my good friend and loyal friend, my good and loyal friend, I should say, Zach Johnson to the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame. And to make the official presentation, I want to call back up Gene Elliott, the head of the Hall of Fame Committee.
Well, I'd like to introduce the newest member of the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame, Mr. Zach Johnson.
Conveniently, we're building a home, we have a place. Wow, where do I start? Where do I end on this one? Thank you for everybody. I don't want to stand up here and forget anybody, but I certainly want to start with the IGA. everybody there for their time and hard work, and certainly for helping me, play some competitive golf. The superintendents here, there's a couple in here I know really, really well. Tegmeyer, you know where you are, and certainly Clayton back at home, rest of me. Two guys that I consider great friends, and like me and Teg, we go way back. I think superintendents are probably don't get recognized enough, but certainly to them, and then also certainly to the Iowa PTA and all the professionals that continue to take this game to the masses in the state of Iowa. Thank you. I want to stand up here and say, well, this panel, Pat Cobb, I keep thanking you, but I can't thank you enough. And I think that's a zero. A great friend, a confidant, a guy that can ask for anything, and just have a beer with. I mean, just a tremendous human being. So, great kind of family. Neil, freshman. Thank you for your time. He's a teammate of mine, and always will be. So, and your family, certainly to kids you have 3 as well, 2. Oh, forget it, yeah, whatever. I guess I should get your dad too. You guys are the other Johnson family born. So thank you for being here and sharing. And, to my bro, that started me and gave me the love of the game. Can't even look out. Larry. All right. Rick, I know you've had a lot going on the last year. We are friends. And thank you for making me look good. And all your travels and whatnot. I know you need to. I've got a lot of people here that I know and love. Certainly individuals that have just been a key ingredient to my success as a golfer. But nothing more than my family. My grandmas. My grandma, my aunts, uncles, my sister, my brother-in-law, certainly my parents, and my beautiful bride. Thank you. I think we talked about it, but yeah, I turned professional. Did graduate, by the way, in 4 years, but I turned professional in golf just because, basic premise, yes, I wanted to pursue golf and play and see where it could take me and have no regrets. That was kind of my simple statement. But my parents, weren't really on board, would be one way to describe it. But, with the help of certainly Pat and Larry and a number of other individuals here, heck, Ken Shaw, Chris Elgert, I know they're in here, and the coach that recruited me, Jamie Vermel, and all of my teammates, Ben Pettit, one of my best buddies in the world, encouraged me and supported me, and certainly kept me competitive, and just a guy that wanted to go chase it. That's not a normal situation. I know, I get it, it's a rare feat and a rare endeavor, and I'm grateful for just having that opportunity. I mean, I remember telling my parents, and my dad was kind of like, oh, okay. All right, well, you take care of everything. Yeah, I paid for that. My mom's like, well, play golf? Work on a job? Well, no, that would be my job. And she said, well, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you can always go back to school, right? I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, technically I could. You get your master's, right? Well, yeah, I could. About 9 years, right? I got my master's, but. I'm trying to get another one, Mom. But the point is that, like any parents that loved you and certainly wanted the best for you, they didn't think that was probably the wisest choice. And yeah, I went against the grain. I did. But I had a dream. I've had a couple interviews before I came up here today and reminiscing and certainly thinking. And my dream to play the game of golf was nothing more than, again, I didn't want to have any regrets. I wanted to see where it could take me. I didn't want a real job. Still don't. It really worked, technically. But it was really nothing. I didn't have bulletin board goals, and my wife can sit up and tell you, I've never been like that. I've never been an individual that says, gotta have this, I want that, I'm gonna work for this. It's always been trying to improve, trying to get better, and just seeing where that progress could go. As Larry said, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, clearly I wasn't the best player on my high school team, and clearly I wasn't the best player here. I mean, consistently anyway, but there was improvement, and I didn't know where that would stop. So I wanted to chase it, and my mindset was not overly lofty. It was all about getting better right now. What could I do right now to get better for tomorrow? And certainly there was, steps along the way, and realizations along the way, and other individuals that came along and helped me pursue that. But it was nothing more than just work hard and see where it takes me. And I'll say it now, it sounds strange, because I know what my resume says, but that's still the way I operate. I think if I get caught up in what's transpired inside the ropes, things outside the ropes can go astray. That's the last thing I want to happen. So, I'm grateful for all my family, certainly at some point along the way, trusting me that I may have made a decent decision. And as time went on, I started the game, like we talked about it on the press conference club in Cedar Rapids. Not only did I start there amateur, that's also where my professional career started. You turn pro, you leave Drake University, you got no money. And I wanted to try golf, so you got to alleviate the basic needs. These individuals, these families, these guys and their wives just weren't very intelligent. Bought into my sales pitch, but and they're that's a whole other family of mine, quite frankly. And so I'm grateful for that. I know this is probably kind of an evening to honor me, but this is an evening for me to say, one, I'm grateful. Two, I'm just so thankful for each and every individual along the way. Starting at Hillcrest, certainly my family. I don't think it's a coincidence that we're at Drake University, because this is where my amateur career. Well, how much my amateur career? So probably not honoring that. I don't think my Country Club Carol Lamb title was on the list of discussion items as to why I'm here, but no offense, bottom line is that there's a lot of individuals here, when I was an amateur, that I aspired to be, and they drum me all the time. I mean, Don Teeter's here, killed me all the time. Certainly Mike and Gene, the list goes on. These are the guys I kind of wanted to be, because they smoke good. But again, I saw the progress, and I continued to chase it. And I'm thankful for those guys. And there's a reason why you get better, because you have other guys that beat you. I'm a product of losing. If you really want to get down to it, I turned pro, played a little bit, and got better. And I'm grateful for those guys that put their faith in me and helped me along the way. I'm from this great state of Iowa. When I travel and play golf now for a living, and with my caddy or whomever, all he hears is "Go Iowa, go Drake." We're from Cedar Rapids, we're from Dubuque, and he gets pissed off. He gets sick. It's annoying. I got it. And his question is, why are they here? That's also a good question. And it's usually in the fire, right? So that you don't want to be here. But the beauty of it is that as Iowans, we follow, we support, we push our own. And I'm thankful for that push. I continually ask the question, why me? It's a pretty general question, but why me? I think I know the answer. I'm pretty confident in the answer. Well, that answer continues to evolve. When I started really having some success in professional golf, the answer was, well, I got a new swing coach. I've worked hard. I've met my bride. There's encouragement. There's certainly some push there, and that's what it was. I got on the PGA Tour. Certainly that was still a part of it, but more hard work, more dedication, this, that, and the other. Win a couple times, you win a major, you win some more tournaments, you're like, well, now what? Well, and it just continues to evolve. And I'm telling you, now I really know. It's the answer is pretty simple. God gave me the ability to play this game. I'm not going to slight that. I'm going to take full advantage of that opportunity. And if it's just representing the state of Iowa, that is fantastic. I'll take that with honor, and I'll do it every week. because I love it. I mean, this is where I'm from. I may not live here now, but I'm proud. My kids consider this like their second home. That's pretty special. And every time I get in the tee box, you know, I'm from Cedar Rapids. I cherish that. I relish that. It truly is an honor. The list of names that are already inducted, and probably individuals to come, it's inspiring to be a part of that fraternity of guys. I mean, you guys are the ones that, the pioneers, that certainly paved the way for all of us. So, from the bottom of my heart, I know from my wife's heart, she's a Florida girl, now living in Georgia, but she's half Iowa. I thank you, everybody, just for being here, supporting me, continuing to support me. And a debt of gratitude. And I can tell you, every time I play for Iowa.